Hi everyone, I am Pradeep. Today I'm going to discuss about my final project, the research project called machine learning. Uh, I'm going to discuss about what is the machine learning about, and I'm going to display and talk about what are the process and what are the methods that we use to implement the machine learning, and what is machine learning, and how we implement the machine learning, and how it is related to the database management systems, and what are the real life scenarios that we have implemented using machine learnings and what are the disadvantages and advantages that we have using the machine learning. So the first thing is, what is machine learning? Actually, machine learning is a cool AI part uh, that we let the machine or computer to get some kind of data, and using some kind of model, and then process the output. So basically what we are doing using machine learning is, we give some kind of data into the machine, and then he evaluate and manipulate some kind of output. We wanted to get the desired output based on our requirements, so that we have to adjust the model in order to our requirements, what we need to get from the machine learning output. So actually, to develop algorithms and statistical model, it's enable computers to improve their performance on a specific task, so the learning from data without being explicitly programmed. Yes, actually, we do not use some kind of other program or some kind of method to get our output. We just basically using a TenFlow and the PyTorch of the tool, which we enter some data and manipulating them and train the algorithm. Yeah, actually it's called algorithm. We just wanted to make sure that the algorithm gives the output that we actually want. uh, that's what we call machine learning. Let's move to the second slide. How it's work. So basically, machine learning algorithm training on a data set to make a model. Yeah, actually, as I said earlier, we train a data set to make a model. Then when a new data comes in, the algorithm uses that model to make a prediction. There are three types of ways that we can use the machine learning. The first one is supervised machine learning, and the second one is unsupervised machine learning, and the third one is semi-supervised learning, and the final is reinforcement learning. So in the next slide, I will demonstrate about what is the supervised machine learning, and the unsupervised machine learning, and the semi-supervised machine learning, and the reinforcement. Here, supervised machine learning. uh, Supervised machine learning, the kind of machine learning is all about supervision. Machine are trained using labeled data set to make prediction based on the training. Yeah, actually supervised machine learning is a kind of, actually we show the data set to certain inputs and the outputs. In the way that we insert the data, we should supervise the algorithm what is the way that we need to enter the data, and what is the way that we need to get output of the data. So actually we need to supervise the data set to, this is the kind of way that you need to go into the algorithm, this is the kind of a way that you need to output the algorithm. Then it uses the test data set to predict the outcomes in the later stage. This is what we call supervised machine learning. It's all about the way that we enter the data into the machine, the algorithm, and the way we get the output, the data set, what we wanted and what we desired output as well. So that's what we call supervised machine learning. It's all about supervising enter the data and getting the data out. uh, the next one is unsupervised machine learning. Unsupervised machine learning is it's a kind of method we teach with we teach we are going to learn without a teacher. So the machine trained used to kind of data set, and if we don't have any large data set which we have already labeled, so then we can use the supervised machine learning. So sometime in this teaching technique, the machine is trained using a data set that doesn't have any labels, and it can make a prediction without any guidance. So in that way we enter some data without giving some kind of guidance, and the the algorithm makes their own decisions to give the output that we wanted. So the goal of an unsupervised learning method is we group all the labeled data by finding similarities and the differences and the patterns in the output. That's how we use the supervised machine learning. And the next one is semi-supervised learning machine learning. Semi-supervised machine learning is like a cool mix of supervised and unsupervising machine learning methods. When training, it's more label data, and it will help to classify and extract features from a bigger set of unlabeled data. So let's say if you don't have enough data to input for the algorithm, then this is the best way to use it. This is the best method to use if you don't have enough data, or sometime it is going to be done expensive. So in that way you can use the semi-supervised learning machine learning. You can use the semi-supervised machine learning method. So let's categorize the up to now. So let's think about the college student who study in the college, being taught by a teacher. So this is the way that we introduce in the supervised machine learning. So in the other hand, the student learning the concept in without teaching by teacher at home. This is unsupervised machine learning. So the third one is when a student reveals the concept in their home, the who taught by their teacher. This is what we call semi-supervised machine learning. And the next one, reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning is like trial and a game for AI. It's look at its surrounding, takes action, learning from its experience, and gets better over time. It's rewarded for doing well and gets punished for making mistakes. So the goal of reinforcement learning is to set as many rewards as possible by doing the right things. So actually the reinforcement machine learning is kind of the way actually it's really related to the human behaviors. So we need to learn the by doing the mistakes, but the reinforcement learning machine learning method is proceeds to don't make the mistakes at all. By the time you make the mistakes, but you need to learn that in that way. So making sure that keep on learning through the mistakes, and ultimately doing the good, doing the possible, doing the right things after finishing the work. So that's how the reinforcement learning is all about. And up to now we have learned, we have talked about the methods, what we have used to machine learning: supervised, unsupervised, semi-supervised, and the reinforcement. So next one is what are the advantages of using customized database in machine learning. I have noticed two advantages: proper management of data, less costly in the long run. The proper management of data is kind of the way that we have already entered the data into the database, and we have the way to get and retrieve the data from the database. So we have a proper data set in our database. So the machine learning, what they also needed is the data. So we have the proper management, proper set of rules to insert data and the retrieve data, and the managing the data sets. So the way then the proper management of data is very useful in order to use the machine learning, because the machine learning is all about the data. So it is crucial to make sure that the person who handles the data into properly. So this is first advantage, and the second one is less costly in the long run. For in order to gain some data, so we have to cost and effort for the new technologies like softwares and the whatever the digital tools that we need to improve. So in order to that, we need to afford for them. But the time your team spends on the technology is a cost that often goes unnoticed. It is not unnoticed every time, because we always put on the notice on the output. So that's why it's called less costly in the long run. We have the way to use and manipulate data. We don't want to afford for a new technology or whatever the tools that we need. So proper data that we have, so that what we learn in the databases also, how the data is stored in the data and manipulate how the data. So that is the advantage of using machine learning. This advantage of using customized database in the machine learning. And the cool ways to use machine learning in the real world: healthcare, disease prediction, and in the recently we have lots of tools to disease prediction. So we have tools to predict the cancer cells, and not only that, machine learning models can analyze the patient data to predict the likelihood diseases such as diabetes, cancer, or heart disease. The way of using these tools, we can predict all the diseases. And the education, actually, automated grading. So the tutor do not want to keep on going through the every papers and each and every papers to evaluate them. We just need to give the algorithm to mark their papers as well. Learning can automate the grading process for the assessment, saving time for the education. And the cybersecurity use authentication, and we can use the machines to enhance the security by focusing on the behaviors of the users authentication, the behaviors of the users. So we can use the machine learning algorithms to focus more on the user behaviors and what he is gonna do and what would be the outcome. And if there is any kind of harm situation, we can use the machine learning to sort them out. These are the cool steps that we have used in the machine learning. And the next one, challenges of machine learning. AI impacts of job. With every disrupt new technology we see in the market, demand specific jobs or shift. For examples, MG, look at the automotive industry like GM. The company is all about the machine, so we have kind of assembling. So for example, GM use some to produce some kind of cars or any vehicles. They have used the robots and machine learning tools to assemble the vehicles as well. So if these keep on going, so jobs, for the impact of the job is huge. And the next one, access to technology. Not everyone gets the same chances to use the machine learning stuff. Some people don't have enough technology and good education, internet, computers, which makes it hard for them to benefit from it. And the educational disparities, using machine learning education like personalized learning platform could accidentally put students who don't have access to the good education resources or technology at the disadvantages. These are the challenges of a learning these challenges of a machine learning. That's all, guys. I hope I have done it in a high way. I hope I could achieve the marks as what I have expected. And thank you everyone who's listening for this. I hope you have gained some knowledge of the machine learning, and thank you.